Late, like an hour later than normal. I apologize for that. I'm only Black Mage. It's Sunday, so that means we're streaming. I actually, for the second time, almost forgot it was Sunday. The leap year day threw me off. But more to the point, I was actually at a party with some friends, and I looked down and I saw, oh my gosh, it's almost midnight, and I was like, oh crap, let me dash home real fast and start the stream. So, apologies for that. But either way, let's solve some mysteries. And let's just focus on what we're moving on ahead with. By the way, when you load up this game, I think it's hilarious that you see Holmes with a gun looking over a dead body, and then Watson entering the room with like an axe. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Alright, we're gonna continue. And I remember that in this case, we'll have to review our clues real fast. I'm really glad this game has that. So we're finding the case of a missing train, but why it's missing and who disappeared it still has yet to be determined. Let's see. The good news about something like this is that you don't have to put too much in there. Alright, so the Chileans bought a mine. They undercut the Mexicans and got their mines. I remember that. They collapsed it. We already called that the train was faked. That's understandable. So we've yet to determine the reason why the mines were collapsed, if it was intentional or incidental. I'm pretty sure it's intentional. That's right, Mr. Robinson had a... Nanomaster, how are you? And yes, I lost track of time. By the way, on chat, for my end, I don't know about you, but you're coming in as a red font. I almost never see red fonts come in. It's randomized every time you come in. And I have to say, your name looked good in red. And yes, I was at a farewell party with friends and coworkers. They were well wishing me. And even though we started like 6 hours ago, we got this, we started playing Super Smash Brothers, started having fun, drinking a little bit, and then time just went on. All of a sudden, it's 6 hours later, and I'm like, oh god, I was supposed to start streaming an hour ago. I didn't say that, but I, politely thanked everybody, grabbed my gifts, and bolted home. And that's why I'm late. So, is that an excuse? Absolutely not, but it's the reason why I'm late. I apologize, but I don't apologize very much. I also forgot that I'm watching a movie with friends on Tuesday. So there won't be a Tuesday team this week. Instead, I think we may actually bump it up to Monday. So Monday we'll do something, but I can't think of something cool to call the Monday meetup more than the Monday meetup. Monday mob doesn't sound good. We have to have the alliteration, of course. The Monday March? Monday March sounds good. I like that. That's a winner. That's right there, the Monday March. Unless you think of something cooler tonight. I was also gonna say the Monday Militia, but Monday March sounds good. It just rolls off the tongue better. The Monday Minutemen. Alright, so I'm glad this thing has the clues things, because we need to determine if Mr. Robinson, we know he did fraud, but did he do as much fraud as he intended is the question. The Chileans, if they were intentionally looked over, or were they in on it? I'm pretty sure they're in on it. There's too much evidence pointing to it. Ooh, the Monday Mages? I don't want to go with that, because not everyone's a mage. Everyone's free to be where they are. I'm a mage, of course, but not everyone's a mage. Let's see. And we need to determine if the Chesterfield report was actually filed or if it was faked and frauded. Intentionally or not, we don't know because the dude was drunk. So let's see where we are in the case. Why is the rails to the mines are missing? Why is that a clue? I mean, it's clearly buried in that. Yeah, I think it was related. It's clearly big in that mine that's collapsed. We already know that. How do I pull up the... How do I pull up the case file again? Okay, it's that button. Alright, cool. Pressing all the buttons. Alright, so... I remember we checked out the mines. We haven't gone to Doncaster yet. Or I think we're in Doncaster right now, right? Yeah, we're in Doncaster right now. We just started to experiment. We sent a telegraph to our friend, or our brother. What reason did we do that for? There's a large flooded area near the Doncaster station and quarry. Okay, so the train could either be sunken in that old quarry, or it could be in the abandoned mine shaft. It could be in either of those two places. So the vanished train car, or they could have... Because the train could have either been thrown into the mines, in which case that really is indicative of Chileans, or they could have disappeared between Chesterfield and Evesham over in the abandoned quarry, which would implicate somebody else. If I'm not mistaken. Alright, but either way, we just arrived here, so this is a fresh spot to look for clues. So put your thinking caps on. God save the Queen. Do British people say that? God, where's Sakaru when you need him? A fresh cigar stub is still smoking.
This scent is familiar to me, but in order to recognize it, I must combine my associations into one picture.
The Mexicans. But they weren't supposed to be here. They had no quarrel with the Chileans. Or did they? Can I only move this left or right? You go there. There we go.
A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma. A hint of...
Is that just one of our British stereotypes? We like to think they think God save the Queen.
Ricardo.
Just like a lot of people think Americans always wear like the American flag and or have guns and or really fat. Well, the fat part might be true.
It is a Ricardo
Americans are very fat.
a Mexican cigar of an excellent quality. Quite
I like
an
how,
expensive
to implicate
one,
the
too.
Mexicans, we have a sombrero. Alright, so that's not a clue, though. It just implicates that somebody from the Mexican thing might be here. We're always, you know, flag waving, eating our American burgers. We always have shotguns, and we only either have New York, Texan, or California accents, unless we have, like, the Southern drawl as well. Those are our only accents. Those are the only states that matter. We're United States, but we only have, like, 5 states here. You know how it is. Or Boston. A lot of people like to go for the Boston accent. I don't know. I think when most British people play an American, they either try to go for the New York, the Southern drawl, or like sometimes California, something like that. I think that's how they think of the American accent. I mean, those are the bigger metropolitan areas, so you know how that goes. Alright, so we didn't gain a clue from that. And that doesn't count as evidence, apparently. But the cigars show that somebody might have been here. Okay, so we have focus mode. Somebody burned something.
This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs.
So somebody burned a note with their cigar stub.
Apparently, there was a conflict between the Mexicans and the Chileans.
Ah. Okay, so now...
This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs.
So now we have evidence showing that the Mexicans and the Chileans were at odds. And then we have another thing, the mining contract, saying that the Mexicans says, hey, we don't mind that you undercut us on the mine. No harm, no foul, it's just business. So now we have 4 conflicting testimonies. This is going to be complicated.
This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs. This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs.
Did we see everything?
This
Oh.
A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. These ashes and cigar stubs are similar to the one that we found on the floor. Some of the stubs were recently smoked. There are others that appear fairly old.
That means that the fellow spent several days here. Judging by his clothes, he's hardly a traveler or a tramp.
Well concluded, my dear fellow. A man who smoked the Ricardo brand of Mexican cigar spent several long days at Doncaster Station.
But why? Were the Mexicans one of the people on the contracts? I wish you could review that evidence, because there were like 5 different companies. It's possible that maybe there were more than one parties involved that tried stealing the electrical engine. And one person was maybe trying to use the mines, and one person was trying to use the quarries. But they both were technically after trying to steal the same railway car. Clearly somebody got away with it. But who? Or it could have been neither of them, because Mr. Robinson was also trying to fraud that aspect as well. Yeah, there's 3 different parties that are trying to fraud each other. You got Robinson, the Mexicans, and the Chileans. And they're all trying to fraud each other. But we have only talked to Mr. Robinson. Well, talked. He wasn't super cool. I don't think we talked to anybody Mexican or Chilean, though. I don't think there's nobody here in the station. Oh, well, we didn't finish checking out the station. Oh. Horse racing magazines. Interesting.
Newspaper articles on horse racing. Hurdle, steeplechase, and flat racing. He is a true enthusiast.
So the Ticketmaster here is into gambling. Interesting. Or maybe he's in debt and he's in on it. Perhaps he lost a lot of bets.
Betting slips for horse racing. The sums are quite impressive.
It can be an expensive vice. This man had probably used all his savings.
Interesting. Oh, that's included as evidence, too. We need to find the Ticketmaster here. And ask him about his, expensive vice. Oh, here he is.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. John Watson. We are investigating the case of the vanished train.
Is that so? Well, good day, gentlemen. I am Mr. Duff,
Mr.
the
Duff.
station master of this station. I'll be happy to help you in any way I can, but there's not much that I can tell you about last night.
Let me peer into your face really fast. Why the long face, by the way? Melancholy? Yeah, I guess. No, something in the pocket. No watch. No watch, huh? Did the other guys have watches? He also doesn't have a little emblem here on the side. Is this guy not a real station master? Missing button. Interesting. Ring mark. So... Interesting. So this man doesn't have an emblem on, doesn't have a watch on, and he used to have a ring on, but he doesn't have that. Interesting.
It appears that you may be at risk of some flooding along the line here.
You mean that the whole bloody lake is at our feet?
Quite so. But it is strange, because according to my map, there should be a quarry here, and behind that, the lake.
How should I know? I only arrived here a few months ago.
Interesting.
And where did you work before that?
I was working in Nottingham, but I asked for a quieter place, so they transferred me here. Life is cheaper. I can't really complain.
Why so down?
Did any passengers leave or board the train last night?
No. I saw no one as usual. I reported the train's passage by telegraph, just the same as all the other nights.
I observe that you are a gambling man, Mr. Duff. You had hoped that your relocation to this small town might have helped ease your addiction, but it was not to be.
I beg your pardon? Addiction to what?
Horse racing, obviously.
We found a
Take
number
that.
of horse racing tickets inside your office. Well, we all have our weaknesses. An expensive obsession, surely, for a station master.
It is none of your business. I occasionally attend the races with my colleagues. And anyway, that's my private life.
Sure.
There was a gentleman of Mexican origin, I believe, in the waiting room. Did you notice him?
What? A Mexican? Here in the back of beyond? Are you quite sure about that?
Well, he's lying.
Goodbye, sir. It is obvious that we cannot inspect the quarry. Instead, we can check the beach area around the flooded lake. Watson, it seems that both South American companies were involved in the purchase of the mine.
The man at Doncaster who fled our approach, he smokes Mexican cigars. Perhaps...
Yes, Watson. We should certainly speak with him.
Wait, who was a Doncaster? Was there a Mexican at Doncaster? I know it's been a few days. Alright, so we can investigate the beach, where there apparently shouldn't be a lake. Oh, there's a second waiting hall? Oh, there is. Oh, there's a dude in there. So, Mr. Duff is clearly lying about a Mexican.
Please, sir, we would ask you not to leave.
Sir, are you Mexican?
We have some questions.
Are you the police?
No, we are employed by the railway company. We are collecting witness statements about the train that disappeared last night.
Lo siento, I'm in a hurry.
Really? It seemed that you were waiting here for someone. Could you tell us if you were at the station last night?
No, I just arrived from South America.
A formidable journey, no doubt. Which country are you from?
de Chile.
Interesting. So we have a Chilean here. So we have that at least. But he's not the Mexican. Wrinkles, sure. See, I never cut my mustache and goatee this far. I don't like stuff hanging on the side. I used to wear it where like it went all around, but then I don't like it. So any of the stuff that's on the side, I cut it. I don't know why I'm rating these guys as goatees, but you know, whatever. But maybe he's a Chilean who smokes Mexican cigars. He's clearly here. Smart clothes. He has clothes that automatically connect to Bluetooth. Strong build. Interesting. He just likes to work out. He's got a cigar. What am I missing here? Well, he's not... We're not looking at his ring finger for once, that's for sure. Oh, his hand again. Martial arts.
Chile? But you are Mexican.
No, you are wrong. Why would you think I'm Mexican?
Because you got a Mexican cigar.
Because of your cigars.
See, cigarrillos. So what?
Those cigars are the Ricardo brand, from Mexico. It is quite impossible to find them anywhere but there.
Pero not your business.
I don't suppose that you are on vacation. What business brought you here?
I was to meet my fellow compañeros. Where did you arrive yesterday? They were on that damn train. I will stay here and hope that the authorities find them, or their bodies. It's now my responsibility to repatriate them.
Who authorized you to do that?
The company I work for.
Could you tell me the name of the company?
It's not your concern.
And what is your name?
Enough questions. Buenas tardes.
So we have a guy from...
Not a very friendly man, and he is lying. He said that he just arrived, but we know that he has been here for several days.
But does he represent the Mexicans or the Chileans? This guy can be either one. So we have a lying guy from South America who could be representing the Mexicans or the Chileans. And you're right, I agree with you. This guy seems dangerous. He's dressed really sharply, but he's also really well built, like he's done physical work. And he clearly knows how to beat a dude up. So he does martial arts. But he's also been waiting here for a while. We don't have anybody implicated of being physically attacked, I don't think. But we do have evidence of physical labor, though. With the removed tracks over at the mine. But that was the Chileans, I believe. But if this guy smokes stuff that's exclusively in Mexico for years, I think he works for the Mexicans then. That implies it. Because there's no way a guy who's in Chile is gonna get cigars that are just from Mexico. Unless he worked with the Mexicans. Like, I don't know, it's possible. He could just smoke them. That'd be a very expensive thing. Alright, anything interesting in here? Oh, we already checked this room out. Oh, is this a side room we can get into? Nope. But if he's been staying at the station, where has he been staying? Or is he just coming every day waiting?
This post bag belongs to the station master.
Ooh, let's read some mail. Doncaster Master's wife. Okay, so Gambling Man doesn't have money to pay the mortgage. Monday March over Monday Militia. You know, I do like Monday March. A government coup. You know, you're not wrong. It does have context and intent, and maybe there's just the the thing that goes with it. But having a privatized army isn't necessarily an offensive thing. It could simply be a defensive thing. But you're right. Let's just say that Monday March. After all, like you said, we are marching from battlefield to battlefield. Okay, so let's focus. So that letter, the station master here is in debt. Bad debt. He's trying to get out of it in gambling. It's not working.
The station master appears to have found himself in some financial trouble.
So we have a motive. Yep.
Railway post bags.
Alright, so we got a bunch of clues. Oof, alright, so we got a bunch of clues here. Let's see. This and this, I think, go together. Yep, 100%. Companies are connected. That's what I figured. Yeah, we need to investigate the beach next. Alright. Let's see what the implications are. We have a lot. Look at all these splits. We gotta really do some critical thinking here. Alright, so we have the drunk, unreliable guy at Chesterfield that the train was supposed to pass through, but we don't know. He sent the telegram, but we don't know if it was authentic or if he's full of shit. So the Chileans never got off the actual train, but this guy, who I think maybe represents the Mexicans, was waiting for his friends that never came. So maybe the Chileans dealt with the Mexicans and got it from them? And that explains why. Because if the Mexicans didn't get off on any of the stations, and this guy's representing the Mexicans, that means the Mexicans, I don't think, got what they wanted. Unless he's lying and the guy really is from Chile. Because just because he smokes a Mexican cigar doesn't mean the guy's Mexican. Actually, and Sherlock asked them, "Oh, I thought you were Mexican because of the cigar you smoked." So I think that might be a red herring. The guy actually, he said out of his mouth, I think that's the only honest thing he said he's from Chile. He traveled from Chile. I think that part's true. So, if that's the case, then the Chileans The Chileans never got off either. Nobody got off. Did everybody die? Or maybe it was a Mexican standoff? Ha ha ha. That part we need more information on. Robinson is interesting. I think Robinson tried to fraud people, but I think it's moving more towards the Mexicans versus the Chileans. Because Robinson didn't have an... Like, once he put it on the train, he was going to take his money and run. But he obviously didn't count on both the Mexicans and the Chileans fighting for him. I think Robinson didn't steal it. I don't think he did at all. There's too many parties here, and he wasn't on the train. He didn't have... And for what it sounds like, he didn't have any hand in the vanishing train because he didn't have a guy on there. It was the Mexicans and the Chileans that were on the train. One of those two did it. And it has something to do with the quarry, and it has something to do with the mines. But yeah, I think the only thing I can think I'm safe to conclude is that Robinson's a victim. He is at fraud, but he didn't take the actual train. He didn't do that. I'm willing to commit to that. Alright, this I think is 100% the Mexicans are angry. Because on the contract, they said that, but then you clearly have the Chilean that's mad over there, and the burned letters saying the Mexicans are angry. Professionally, they said they weren't, but clearly the Mexicans and the Chileans were arguing. So I think the Mexicans are angry. I think there was fighting. And they also sent a fighter. But we have to figure out what happened on that train. I think there's definitely bad blood. 100% bad blood. I'm not sure why this part's relevant. If it passed Chesterfield or not. Because if the guy's drunk... I mean, the part I don't understand is on past Chesterfield, the train passed through Chesterfield Station despite our being unsure if the station master sent the report. The station master sent the report, he just sent a drunk report. So he sent a report. We have the report. And the times match up. So he sent a report, he just sent a very drunk report. I think if he really was sleeping through it, he would not have sent it on time. He sent it, he just sent it drunk. I'm almost positive that's what it is. I don't think he missed the train. Because the time that it was sent lines up. That part lines up. He's just an idiot. But you're right. We need to... If we determine where the train passed off, if it passed Chesterfield, that means the guy is telling the truth. If it never arrived past Chesterfield, that's true. So I think it matters if it was at the mines, in which case it didn't pass Chesterfield, or if it's in the quarry / lake now, in which case it did pass Chesterfield and the guy's just drunk. So wherever the train ended up is what determines that. Let's see what's down here. The mines were collapsed to hide the train. Dynamite was used after the train was moved inside. See, that part's interesting to me because that would be a great way to hide the train. But then how did they get the car away? Or maybe they just took the item out and buried the train. The mines were collapsed with dynamite. Somebody wanted to close them intentionally. I mean, we clearly found dynamite. And that seemed intentional. I'm not sure what the nuance is here, though. What's the difference between sabotage and concealment in this case? I think one implicates the Chileans more than the Mexicans. Because either way, it was collapsed with dynamite. So one was after the train was moved inside. Oh, so if it's sabotage, I see what's going on here. So if it's concealment, that's assuming that the train was moved inside the mine and then the mine was blown up to hide the train. If it's sabotage, somebody blew up the mine so the mines couldn't be used as a hiding spot. So again, if we find the train car, we're gonna know if it was sabotage or concealment. Because the train and the rails were also moved though. But the rails were moved. They wouldn't have to move the rails though if it was sabotage, because the mine would have been collapsed. Right? What's the point of moving the rails? We already know it's a mine there. We see that. I'm not sure what accomplishes by moving the rails. And we need more clues. We need more clues on that one. Let's see. So in this one, the new one, the train passed through Doncaster Station. The station master reported it. Miss Doncaster... I mean, the station master is lying anyway. I don't trust him. I 100% don't trust that. He's lying through his teeth. And was he bribed? Probably. So if we go with Miss Doncaster, let's take a look at the map real fast. So we have Chesterfield over there and Doncaster. So like I said, with Chesterfield, it determines on if it went to the mines or if it went to the lake. And as you can see from that map there, the quarry's been flooded from the lake. That's a big lake to flood an entire quarry. That's a lot of water. And the ghost train was formed from Chesterfield, though. That's got to be it. The Doncaster guy is being paid to cover up the fact that the fake train they made in Chesterfield was scooted past his station to pretend being the one that arrived at Evesham. Because there's no way. There's no way otherwise. There's no way that... Because we found the parts over at Chesterfield, and the fake train was past Doncaster. So Doncaster, he's lying. He's 100% lying. It's impossible. Whichever way you go past it. Doncaster guy's lying. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude that. He's absolutely lying. He's lying anyway. But I 100% he's lying about the train too. He's covering up for something. We already know it never reached Evesham. Alright. So these are the things I'm okay with, but we need more clues on the other part. So let's take a quick look-see at this lake. By the way, dirty lakes like this intimidate me. I never want to go in the water in this because it's always a nightmare of mine. I'm going to fall over and drown. I hate giant lakes like this. And I think it's because many of the reservoirs we have here in Georgia are actually sunken towns. Like Lake Lanier, which is a famous reservoir we have here, people go boating, but people die every year there because they get tangled up in the power cables that are actually still there. I have a horrible, horrible fear of drowning. Because what are you going to do? What are you going to do in that water? You can't do anything except sink.
This railway branch should lead to the quarry. The rail is rusted and looks old, but the railway is still usable.
This is obviously very implicating because there's a railway that leads directly into the quarry, but there haven't been railways removed here. Or they're all railways removed. Why are there...
The railway ends
Why are there
here.
rails removed on both of them?
That is strange.
Why would they take it from both sites? Man, Oh, let's talk about death. It's getting me down. Let's solve some mysteries about some dead Mexicans and or Chileans. Because one of those sides didn't make it. Is the lake an option? Examine the side railway branch that leads to the quarry. Did we not examine everything? Examine the side railway branch at Evesham. Inspect the beach area around the lake. Wait, are we at the lake? Oh, here we go. Beach. It's right there.
Here we are at the beach that is located near the quarry and Doncaster Station. It doesn't look like a very good place to rest.
Heavy vehicle traces. Ah, this is why it had us measure.
These traces were made by a carriage. Look,
Oh god, we gotta do the measuring thing again, don't we?
the vehicle pressed this stone into the ground. It would have been quite heavy.
How do we get this again?
Nothing interesting here.
I remember this messed me up. What am I supposed to measure again? Oh my god.
Nothing
I
interesting
don't
here.
understand. This thing is being so particular.
Nothing interesting here.
Yeah, I remember it was like it was like this is 4 feet or whatever meters across, which I'm guessing is the width of a train car. But I don't remember how we got that measurement.
Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here.
I don't know what it wants me to measure. Okay,
The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches.
whatever. I was just
The
guessing.
vehicle
Good
would have
lord.
been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials.
So we got tracks over at the mines, but they were neither fresh nor were they heavy and deep. So if they stole something, they stole it at the lake, they didn't steal it at the mine. There was work done at the mine, but I think it was to sabotage the mine. But this carriage was probably done by the same group, right? Let me see. Traces at the lake were done by a large truck, 6 feet 7 inches. And oh wait, traces of the mine are fresh, made by a small truck, 4 feet inch. Okay, so never mind. They also were fresh. So we have a quarry that's been sabotaged to be flooded, and we have a mine that's been sabotaged to be buried. Alright, so one thing we know for sure is that the Chileans were on the train. We know this. So the people running around outside the train were the Mexicans. The only thing we know for sure is that the Chileans were on the train, which means that guy that we talked to because he was waiting for his friends, he was probably waiting for the Chileans. Because if he was waiting for the Mexicans were probably doing sabotage. And the Mexicans were probably sabotaging the mine, while the Chileans were probably sabotaging the quarry. I'm thinking. I think they were both trying to sabotage the others, but the Chileans were on the train. That's the only thing we know is the Chileans were on the train.
This place was abandoned fairly recently. An abandoned gypsy caravan.
Something shining in there. That's a bottle. Is that blood?
An advertisement for lake cruises.
Also, we have music now.
Observing the coastline and the moored boats, we are able to see that the lake's water level dropped.
Yeah, because it flooded the quarry.
The lake has flooded the quarry. The dam was probably breached.
By dynamite? Zarpus. Is that one of the companies?
A label with the name Las Zarpas.
Okay. That's evidence. What was the name of the other company? Well, the Barcazas were the Chileans. Oh, search archives. So we need to go back to our trailer and check out the Zarpas. Oh, actually, that's our carriage right there. You got a bad feeling about this? Why? What's all the Zarpus? Where does it want me to check? The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, Las Zarpas right here. Barge transportation. Ah, Las Zarpas belongs to the Mexicans.
Here it is.
So what does this mean? If the vehicle was shoved into the water... So here's what may have happened, though. All right, so we have let's take a step back. Let's take a step back. So we have the Mexicans were at the lake. They weren't necessarily at the mines blowing it up. Because we don't have evidence that the Mexicans were at the mine. We just think it makes sense because they didn't like the Chileans, so they could have sabotaged the mine. I mean, they could have technically sabotaged both. But here we have the Mexicans were at the lake. So, and you're thinking it might be murder. I mean, maybe. Say it was murder. So, the Chileans were on the train. The Mexicans killed them, took the device, and buried the train in the lake. Maybe. And then got away with it with their carriage, with their stolen gypsy, or their barge company. Their barge company, or or their wagons. Because somebody rode in, and somebody rode out. Actually, which way do the tracks lead, come think of it? Yeah, you got tracks leading in, you got tracks leading out. So somebody came and somebody left. And it might have been the Mexicans. Alright. Alright. Alright, so the Mexican cartel has... Hold on, move. Alright, have barges, and that's flooded quarry. No, really? Oh, interesting. I thought that would have been connected. That was my first thing, was flooded quarry and barges. That was not it. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, well, clearly the two are related. So wait, so the cartel... Hold on, let's read this. How is that not related to the quarry? Special transport used to carry something heavy to the lake. Maybe that one's the cart. Okay, so there we go. What did that open? So that's not a conclusion. There should be a disputing piece of evidence then. The Mexicans have recently utilized barges of the lake, probably transport something very heavy. Okay. So we still have stuff to do at the Doncaster and Evesham? I guess we missed something. Or maybe we have to talk to somebody about something? But none of the evidence says we have to talk to somebody about something. But clearly we have somebody to talk to. Okay, well it's saying if we gotta go to... Gotta go back to Doncaster. Maybe we could ask, now that we talked to the Mexican, we should go back and talk to the station master, maybe. Mexican's gone. Or actually, there were two waiting rooms. Oh. Wait, right? Two waiting rooms? Yeah, there's a second one right here. Yeah, he's gone. Right, so. Or actually, no, there's two doors to the same waiting room. That's weird. How did we miss that guy the first time? That's weird. Alright, so let's talk to this guy. Does he know anything?
You'll find nothing interesting here, I'm afraid.
Okay. That's interesting. So what are we missing at Doncaster Station then? Well, let's go back to Evesham then. Oh, we weren't here, were we? Oh. Maybe we weren't. What are we missing here? At our original station. Talk to this guy again, I guess?
The entire
Nope.
train has disappeared. It's a disaster.
Talk to Robinson, maybe? He wasn't at the station, though. He's at the first station. What are we missing here? Oops. Oh, you did miss an area. Oh, okay, yeah. There was something at Evesham. And let me guess, this is where the abandoned rail car is going to be.
There was a building here not so long ago.
But I don't understand, Holmes. Why would anyone destroy the shed in such a manner?
It was disassembled in great haste. It is most odd.
Are we going to get a third vehicle, or is this going to match the other two?
Traces. Let's take a closer look.
And let's measure something again. Alright. Please be nice, game.
The distance between
6
the
feet
tracks is
7
about
inches.
6 feet 7 inches.
So that implicates the one at the lake then, because that's the one that matches. So it was the large barge that was over at the lake. So that implicates the Mexicans.
The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite
So
deep.
I'm thinking the lines are pointing to.
These traces are relatively fresh
Mexicans.
and were made by a large truck.
And I think
loaded
you're right. I
with
think they killed the
materials.
Chileans and left them in the lake to
traces
die,
found at
or
the
killed them on the
disassembled
train
shed near
and threw them in
Evesham
there.
and at the lake were from the same vehicle.
Either way, those Chileans did not get off the train. Alright, so we did get new evidence from that? Oh, we did get something. Alright, we have to talk to somebody over here. Probably the station master. Was there something shady about this guy? I don't remember. Was he awfully suspicious? I don't recall. Actually, I think he was. Wasn't he hiding something? Like a telegram?
It appears that there was a small warehouse near your station and that it was disassembled. Why is that?
It was burgled overnight about 2 weeks ago. The police have already started their investigation, but I doubt that they'll
Why do you
find
say that?
anything.
What was inside the warehouse?
Nothing of value. A few hundred feet of standby rails and some spare
Dark.
railway parts. But it wouldn't be easy to steal all of that. Why would anyone want to?
See you later, my good man.
We got evidence now. Stolen rail track. And the rails to the mines are missing too. That's true. Oh. Stolen rail track and... Because the... Nope. Okay. So something else up with stolen rail track. Maybe we need to go investigate the tracks by the lake because it looked like there was something weird there too. Something related to the flood quarry and the stolen rail track is weird. And we need to go check that out. Alright, so what's the new thing? Somebody stole the rails to temporarily cover the missing section of the railway into the mines. Oh, so you know what? You know what? That actually, this makes sense. If the Mexicans are the people at fault, they sabotaged the mine so the Chileans couldn't go there like they wanted. Oh, I got an achievement for some reason. Yeah, we finished 25 puzzles. Did we do 25 puzzles? I guess the QuickTime events count. Let's see. If the where was I? Mexicans. So if the Mexicans blew up the mine, they forced the Chileans to not steal it at the mines like the Chileans were probably planning to do. Because they got the mines, they want to do that. They took the... They stole the mine parts from the mine after they blew it up, and they stole the railway pieces from the warehouse over here, and they built the side section into the quarry, and that's where they pushed the train to go into, stole the stuff from the train, maybe they probably killed the Chileans too, and then they flooded the whole thing and got away on their barge. Or got away on the cart. Because that explains why both sections of the railway are missing from both areas. If Mexicans did it, Chileans would not have done that. Chileans were on the train the entire time. They were prepared to just roll on into the mines and then bail and blow up. But the Mexicans somehow sabotaged the mine anyway because they knew about the mine. I don't know if they knew that the Chileans were going to steal it that way, but they still blew up the mine. And yeah, I think they got away with that way. I think it's the Mexicans. With the dynamite at the lake. I'm starting to think that the Chileans were left intentionally. I mean, let's be real now. That... Oh. That connected. The Mexican trap. Honestly, it probably was. I'm really thinking that the Mexicans laid a trap. Now, how does the rest of this connect, though? I think if we do sabotage... Like, they boxed the Chileans in, is what I'm thinking. Alright, well, nothing. Well, actually, we can solve this, because if it was the lake and not the mines, then that means it passed Chesterfield, which means he was drunk, but he wasn't wrong. Oh, so we have a conflict here. Well, yeah, of course. Because if he, that's like what we just said. It can't be the mines, but there's some other clue here. So yes, it passed Chesterfield, and we need to investigate because we still have clues here that implicate the quarry, and once we implicate the quarry, it'll implicate the Mexicans. Because this barge, This barge doesn't have anything going against it. The barge, the sabotage, and the fact that it passed past the mine, all this implicates the Mexicans. Alright, so... did we finish our business here? Yes, we did finish our business here. Alright, so we gotta go to the sideway rail branch that leads to the quarry at the station located... Side railway branch that leads to the quarry. Did we miss something there? Is that the railway switch? I thought we were just there. Hold on. Between Chesterfield and Evesham. Well, that's Doncaster. So did we still miss something at Doncaster? Alright, so there might be a side area that we missed, like in the other one. Yeah, you told us how the final fight went down. You gotta give us the play-by-play. These rails are different colored, by the way. Well, it could just be the switch box here.
The rail is rusted and looks old, but the railway is still usable. The rail...
Am I in the right spot? Oh, examine the side railway branch that leads to the quarry. Not the one that leads to the lake. We're at the lake. Where was that? Was that the mines or was that railway switch? I could have sworn we looked at these tracks all up and down and saw nothing.
Holmes, I don't understand. Why do you care so much about this business with the mines?
Because we missed a clue here, apparently. That's what the little pocketbook is telling me. Damn it, where am I not looking? Where's this last clue? Because we need to implicate the lake to get our logic to connect. Where would that clue be? Because we can move a little bit further past the wagon. But it just opens up, like, once you reach a certain edge, it goes to the fast travel thing. I am reading this, right? I didn't misunderstand that. Examine the side railway branch that leads to the quarry at the station located between Chesterfield and Eversham. But that's Doncaster Station. So am I examining the rails that lead to the quarry? Well, the rails that lead to Doncaster. Did you say I've come to bargain, Dark Reject? Did you say that? Did somebody say that? I hope somebody said that. I like memes. Let's go to Doncaster. Let's check the side again. Because we may have missed the side area like we missed the side area just now. Where are the tracks? There are the tracks. Because we went here. We went to the side area over here, right? Yeah. So that part doesn't do anything. Nope. And ended again. Well, let's go to the mines then. We're missing something. Kind of think of it. I don't think we examined this side area, did we? Let's just do a quick sweep around this mine area. Okay, we couldn't go there. Okay. I thought we were thorough. But we're clearly missing a clue. Like, seriously, why is this up here if it's not a clue? Because the missing tracks were lifted from here. Why, we don't know. Did we miss another clue here? We got the screws. And we already found and implicated that.
Someone, a few feet of the...
I already got that. What are we missing? Dark, I'm reading that, but like oh, is this side area? Nope. So you convinced one of them to basically kill themselves? Man. How did the DM let you resolve that? I'm wondering. Did you like nat 20 that? Good lord. Yeah, but I'm wondering how the... I'm just... by the way, I'm pausing just to, like, read Dark's story, because I don't want to miss it. What? PlayStation memory card? Oh my god. Well, you know, you outsmarted him. Did you outsmart them before the party tried to wail on the Demon Lord, try to beat it the old-fashioned way?
The switch is rusted, but it still works.
Oh, wait. We got a new clue. We said to press a switch? Are you freaking joking me? Oh, we have all the clues now. Alright, let's solve this mystery, gang. I mean, that's pretty good. It's like, hey, you know what? We're the winning team, and if you want to join the winning team, here's your first and last offer. So good on you. That's good thinking, Dark. Alright. They clearly took the rails and put it to the quarry. I don't know why this is even a thing. The rails that lead to the quarry are still there. Yes, they may have recently moved them, but nah, it's got to be sunk. The train has been sunk in the quarry. The Mexicans drowned the Chileans. Ooh. But then, who do we imply? If the Mexicans dropped the Chileans, we don't know anybody working for the Mexicans. All we can just say is that the Mexicans did it. So Mexicans drowned the Chileans. Oh, so... Wait, so that guy was actually Mexican? Then why were his friends late? Alright, so... The Mexicans' inhumanity towards the Chileans cost many lives. Moves that quickly. But then... Why is the guy still waiting at the station, though? If he was with the Mexicans after all. So do we give this win to our brother, or do we give it to Scotland Yard? I say we keep it. No offense, bro. Alright. Confirm your moral choice. Yes, we are implicating the Mexicans, and we're going to deal this on our own hand.
Then the case is solved, Holmes. What do you intend
Confront
to
the
do?
only Mexican here.
Well, I shall require assistance for the arrests. There were accomplices.
Yes.
Ah, but I know that look. You have your own ideas. What are they, Holmes?
On the one
That
hand,
guy's gonna fight us
we have
too.
Mycroft
He's a
and
fighter.
his tedious political games. He will locate the guilty parties without any trouble. But it will be a long and drawn-out process, and possibly with some compromise that will be to Mycroft's benefit. Our other option is the local constabulary, and advice from our friend Lestrade. The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable of acting quietly. They rely on brute force. It could result in an international scandal. All the same, I think that I prefer the forces methods. It would be better to resolve the case quickly and efficiently.
I mean, what are the Mexicans going
without
to
any
do?
talk
They just killed a bunch of
politics.
Chileans, and you
Let us
just
go home,
outed
then.
them on it. What are they
I'd
going
like
to do? They're going to
begin
come after
writing
you?
a draft of this story.
No, I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Well, all right.
Besides,
What
they
did
should
I
be
miss?
mad at Robinson.
Watson, we know that the Barcazas Company directors were drowned in the flooded quarry, along with the train and Robinson's prototype.
I'll give you a hint.
But we still
Dark,
need
you just
to
need to pretend
corner
to know
the
what you're
guilty
doing.
party.
But how do you intend to prove... Oh, no. Please don't tell me we have to dive into
We're
the
going to
lake.
dive in that lake, Beatty.
Huh. You may rest assured that I have a far better idea. We have only to
Okay.
use our corrupt Doncaster station master as bait. He will unwittingly trap our Mexican friend.
I
Of
kind of
course,
don't
you
understand why the
already had a
Mexicans
plan.
stranded here, though.
I shall follow you, Holmes.
Well, the case is solved, and we shall be heading home. May we have 2 tickets to London, please?
Right away, but... Wait a minute. You've solved the case.
Yeah.
In a manner of speaking, can you believe that the rescue service miraculously saved one of the Chileans who were on board the train? The police have ordered his immediate escort to London on the next train.
He pulled through then.
Ah,
alive.
you outed yourself, buddy.
Yes, by extreme good fortune. His condition is quite serious, and the method of transportation has its risk, but he will be held securely by the doctor and police officers. The gentleman carries some vital information on this case. I am sure of it.
Ah, really?
Your station will be famous, Mr. Duff. The journalists will be here before you know it. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Sometime later. Yeah, 5th edition is... Whoa, we got a gun out? Finger on the trigger here. What are you doing?
Gentlemen, you are under arrest.
Caramba!
You traitor! You double-crossed me!
Whoa. Shit, I wanted to shoot the guy. I wanted to shoot the guy before he got that. Yes. Shit, I want to... There we go. I thought I had it too.
Good shot, Watson. I always knew you were a talented
I didn't want to go for
marksman.
the headshot because we
I
need to
didn't
arrest
want
this
another
guy.
life lost in this case, Holmes.
Oh my god! I thought I was a dead man.
30 seconds ago,
You
you
shouldn't
were
be
dead,
so
man.
glad about it. You'll be up before the judge.
Your testimony will be of great importance to the investigation. I would remind you that your cooperation will be the best way to ease your sentence. By the way, Watson, would you be so kind as to give me some shooting lessons later on?
Yes, but not in our sitting room, and not with you wearing a blindfold.
Man, Watson, the crack shot. Hold to check your conclusion. May spoil game experience. Ooh, I don't... Did this offer this last time? Did I miss that? We could double check our answers. So there is a conclusive ending. I mean, Watson's a war hero, but I know he's a crack shot. So do we accept our decision or do we check our answers? Do we check our answers? I'm confident we were right. Hey, we were right. All right, good for us. We found all the clues and we got the Mexicans, baby. Take that. Good job, team. High five. All right, so because I started late, Nanomaster, I know if you got to bail, I get you. But because I think you go back, I think your vacation's over, isn't it? Okay. Because I'm going to go a little later because I stayed out, partying with friends and catching up with that. So we're going to go a little bit later. Okay, I thought you went back this week. Okay. Because, Dark, we're actually launching Monday, March tomorrow. I have plans for Tuesday evening. Social outing again. And so we won't be doing Tuesday team, but we're going to launch same time tomorrow as Tuesday team. We're going to do the Monday March. Personality ranking, just. Will allow me to point out that everybody has their own sensation of justice. Oh, I wish we could go back and check the first case. Because that first case could have gone a lot of different ways, I wanted the option I really thought was that the gardener was plotting but didn't do the execution. That the gardener could have gone either way. I knew the kid wasn't a killer. The sailor was a killer for sure, but I think the gardener was still a schemer. But it's weird how they wanted to scheme with the kid, but they didn't want to scheme with the sailor, which I thought was what it was. Oh, I didn't realize it was based on an original tale. That's kind of cool. Bloodbath. All right. Let's get him, gang. Next tale.
Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
And you look it. Let me examine you.
My heart stops every
Please don't
21
tell me that
minutes.
you've returned
That's
to
why
your
they
old
call you
habits.
Heartman. I need you to deliver this box from point A to point B over this mountain. I'm sorry. When I see this, like, oh my god, Death Stranding still. It's like Sekiro. It's left such an impression, negative as it was, that I look and I see after images of it, no matter where I am. It's like, oh god, why do I still see visions of this game I didn't like?
The temperature appears to be normal. The pupil is dilated. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
Let's see. Count the heartbeats for 10 seconds. Okay.
I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
Oh.
A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute.
Ah, well, you know what? I'm glad we got it correct. It was the sailor after all. High fives all around.
But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote.
Is he
Give
building
it
an
to
immunity
me.
to poison?
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here, drink it all. Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and Datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. I'm glad to
Also-
find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in 2 young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the Chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in
What?
the buff, but... what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in imagination,
Okay,
Inspector.
now.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes.
Oh, is it now?
And these 2 young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
Bloodbath.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
I was going to say, another thing that really implied that it wasn't the kid or the gardener, the fact that Scotland Yard insisted it was, and just historically the running joke is that Scotland Yard always tags the wrong guys. So I'm like, it couldn't be those two guys because Scotland Yard is never right in the Sherlock Holmes cases. They never get the right guy. So because Scotland Yard implicated both of them, it couldn't have been both of them. So that was also another tipping point, but that's more like Sherlock Holmes trivia. So it's like, I knew it couldn't be those guys because Scotland Yard said it was, so it clearly wasn't them. All right, let's go check out the murder in the bath. Straight up murder case. Homicide. Do you like mysteries, Dark? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
What a beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the City Council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump
means
one,
it's not Garrow.
did it. He doesn't seem
Well,
right
that's
in the
easy.
head.
Well, we shall see.
So it's not Garrow, whatever it is. But the fact that it was done in the steam room, there has to be something special about steam or the heat that it had to be there. That crime scene is deliberate. Why else would you murder somebody in a public spot? Especially since there were people in the room. Or I think there were people in the room, right? Witnesses?
Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses
Ooh,
and
a
the
locked
victim
room
were
murder
locked in
case.
when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to
So-
enter.
I see.
So a locked room murder case. You know what? Most mystery games, you gotta have at least a locked room murder case. Oops, first person.
What should
Hey,
we
what
do
happened to your hat? I
next?
told you to get your hat. Also, you're like Mario. You have like reddish brown hair but a black mustache. What is up with that?
Any progress, Mr.
Other
Holmes?
than Mario and apparently Watson, I don't know anybody else that has a genetic makeup like that, where they have the reddish hair but a black mustache. I wonder if it's a European thing. What's up, Mr. Phillips? Was it you?
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Alright, Dark. Good luck. Prepare, because preparation for a DMing is always good. Like I said, have fun. Just relax. Trust me, if you make a mistake and your players catch it, they will correct you. My advice is don't fret too much on the mistakes you have. Just keep the story moving. And there's going to be a time when your players bicker and then things come to a screeching halt. You need to have impetus for getting the table focused and moving again. It's an exercise in crowd control, public speaking, and a little bit of like self-driven leadership. That's why DMing is an excellent exercise for anybody who doesn't have practice in those things. You are forced to get good. Oh, unless you're just a terrible DM forever, which there are a lot of people like that. This man takes care of his uniform, and I respect that. Did it always do this, where it just rotated on its own? It just provided stuff like that? Interesting. I don't think it did that before. Dark will remember that. Manchester City. I don't know where that is. Not British enough for it. Sakaru, where are you? Tell me about British things. I wonder if he got like a full-time job and that's why he doesn't stream anymore. If so, good for him. I'll have to ask him that. I'll DM. Oops. Didn't mean to do that again.
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
What's in your telegram, too, by the way?
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentleman had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Dad touched nothing. That was Poirot.
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Okay. I believe him. I don't think he said anything shifty or weird that sounded out of the ordinary. I kind of want to ask him about that
These baths are becoming sinister.
telegram that he had, but I guess that's not important.
The steam room.
What's at a planetarium?
The changing
there we go.
room.
Is this the steam room or the changing room? Could be. Yeah, it's the changing room. Okay.
These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room.
Which one is the dead one?
Clothes belonging to one of the suspects. Expensive clothes belonging to one of the men from the steam room.
I've certainly never been to a, first of all, a public bath, but also a steam room. I've never been in a sauna. Been in a hot tub, but I've never been in a sauna.
Champagne for a special occasion. Unopened. It was
I've been to a
intended
gym
be
once that
enjoyed
had a
after
sauna,
the
but I never
steam
tried it.
session.
Always curious, though.
An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled.
Champagne. Got it. That was a clue that was added, too. So something about the champagne. Well, dialogue option. Let's go ask the steward real fast.
There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe that it's
Interesting.
important?
Why would a man as detail-oriented as this not know about the champagne? We're casting some doubt, Mr. Phillips, on your... I believe your initial testimony is correct, but it's very weird. Unless it's true, this was placed after the crime? But why would it be placed after the crime? Unopened. Well, it's true that it was in the changing room and not in the locked room. But why it's there and who it's for, we're not sure. So it's possible he didn't place it there. That's within the realm of possibility. Oh, they're still there. You guys have literally been chilling out in this hot room for a while? No pun intended. Whoa.
Good Lord.
Took his eye out.
Ah, death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
So he's poisoned? Or is he... I don't think that's poison, man. The guy definitely has been, like, shot or stabbed in the eye.
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
Okay, so... Oh, actually, they were talking about that. So there's no murder weapon. Cause of death is stabbing through the eye, straight to the brain.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large.
Yeah, that is kind of weird, because if you're stabbed in your eye, does it really bleed all that much? Granted, we're in a sauna, so it thins the blood, right? So, is that normal? What's with all these people with their ring fingers?
Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam
That'll help
session.
identify what his belongings are, I'm sure. Dirt.
Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
Dirt under the fingernails. So he probably isn't the rich one. Right? I mean, why would he have such dirty fingernails?
Well, death is very recent. Between 30 minutes to 1 hour.
Wow, they got us over here fast. If this was just 30 minutes ago. Body was discovered, police were
I
contacted.
think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
I like that guy's beard.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry. Or he is an artist. Or a ghost.
I'm
Or he
afraid
wanted
no
to
ghost.
ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
And yet that's exactly what we need. It was a little bit crazy.
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street.
Okay. There's clearly a weird mark here. Is that not important? I guess not. What am I gonna sample his blood for? Oh, you know what? It's probably gonna be maybe in relation to poison. We're probably gonna test see if he got poisoned or not. Oh, we got Phantom. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like this.
This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
The key was dropped here. Clearly before he was murdered, because he bled all over it. What else was cut, then, if he was stabbed in his eye?
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Ah, so that means that even if we have the steam on, people wouldn't have seen who actually killed the guy. So these testimonies we're about to hear from the witnesses aren't going to be very conclusive. More steam. These are glasses right there.
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier.
So somebody's wearing glasses, meaning that, first of all, how'd you lose your glass by putting it over there if it wasn't intentional? And clearly they can't see well enough.
These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted.
So if he's short-sighted, that means he sees far enough better. In what context would that be advantageous? If that is something to be suspicious of. My eyesight is actually toric. So they're curved weird. I'm also nearsighted.
The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme.
Stop touching it then.
I will need something to pick up this melted metal.
Melted metal, huh?
It is too hot. I cannot reach into it.
That's actually good context then. Because if I was actually going to make fun of, like, why are you touching it then? And he says, I don't want to touch it, it's too hot. Yeah, you're right.
These lenses are for myopia.
Oh yeah, you're right. I got that backwards. Thank you. Short-sighted means he sees near and can't really see far. So that's exactly what I have. I don't think I have myopia, though. Whoa! Good lord, why the hell do you have blood on your damn towel, man? Unless he probably reached over and he's like... Alright, so we have Mr. Blinkhorn, Mr. Pitkin, and Mr. Garrow. Now, because Scotland Yard implicated him, and he also has the bloody handprint, it's definitely not him. He's the red herring. So, it's not Mr. Garrow. He may be simple and odd, but it's not him. We're just gonna metagame that
it's
for a little
horrible.
bit.
So Rodney, he's dead. Can't we speak
Nope.
about this
In
somewhere
fact, I
else?
need you guys to all stay half naked and talk to me right now.
I found him. I touched his shoulder, thinking that he
Yeah,
was
I figured
just
he was the
asleep.
person who discovered the body. That's what the hit blood was, I'm sure.
Blood traces wiped on the towel.
I don't want to stay here. Let us
you're
out,
good.
please.
You can shed a few more pounds. No offense, man. Yep.
It's horrible.
So we
Rodney,
can't actually talk
he's
to them. That's the
dead.
question.
Can't we speak about it
Mr.
somewhere
Pitkin
else?
looks pretty toned, actually. He looks like he could stab a dude in the eye. Actually, so does this guy. This guy looks pretty decently built. Couldn't think of it. Look at those piercing eyes on Mr. Pitkin.
I'm in shock. I don't want to talk.
It's horrible.
Also,
I can't talk at the moment.
I don't like neckbeards like what he has. To me, that's too much hair. Now, I respect that... Oh, I thought it was... Yeah, okay. It's like, you're balding on top, so I respect the fact that you grow a beard, but to me, just shave off everything up top and keep the beard, but keep a nice beard. Don't have a neck beard, man. Don't be compensating like that.
I can't understand what happened. Am I
Okay,
allowed
so I
to
can't
leave?
actually interrogate anybody yet. I guess...
Mr. Holmes?
Well, do we... Alright, so we need to go back to our lab, do the analysis, and check out the dirt, huh? Okay. And the bloody key. Well, who... Oh, that's right, we should talk to the guy to see what the key is for. So we got a champagne and ice that nobody knows anything about. We got a key that's weird. That was there before the guy got murdered. Oh, wait, we need to go back and check the garments, because one of them should have a ring.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there.
No.
Any objections?
Wait. Hold on. There's a wait option. Well, let him do that. It's fine. Take the dudes. It's fine.
None, Lestrade.
Examine belongings? I had the same idea. Wait. Damn it! I should have said yes. I didn't realize they took the belongings. Crap. Crap. Did I mess up already? Well, shouldn't there be one set of belongings not taken back? That would be the dead person's victim? Crap. I wish there was a checkpoint system. I just messed up. Oops. Okay, well, I messed that up. I missed a clue. I bet I missed a clue. I know there was a clue in there. Damn. I mean, yeah, they're at the police station, but there should have been an extra pair of stuff that was missing.
How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared. I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or receive any visitors?
No, sir. I did not.
Hold on. You got... Well, the chill champagne doesn't have... I don't know what Earth and blood sample has. The bloody key is weird. Why did the telegram come? Oh, that's right. He has a telegram in his pocket that we didn't ask about. Or we couldn't inspect. So he had to leave because he got a telegram.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you
Why would
went
you
to
lie?
the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything. I left the baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or her mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did
Well,
you
there we
receive a
go.
reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see.
I still believe him. I don't think he's a bad guy. Alright, so let's go to our workstation first. Ooh, Frigidaire, huh? Let's check out the fridge. Oh, we can check out the fridge. Sweet. Bentcliffe's office.
This area serves as Sir Rodney Bentcliffe's workshop.
Wow, it's a bigger area than we thought. We got a lot of stuff to check out. I really wish we went back and didn't tell the, I really hope we can investigate their belongings at the police menu, because if that's the case, I almost want to restart the chapter. Because I'm like, damn, I really missed a big opportunity.
Tools used by archaeologists in their research.
So he was an archaeologist. Interesting. Hey, we got tongs to take stuff out.
I will need these tongs.
Okay, well, that's everything there. Why was he researching something in a bathhouse?
A shape has been cut in the plate. What should be done with it?
I guess I'll take it. Apparently. Well, I guess it's evidence now.
Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
Okay, so I took a weird shield thing. Blackmore. So our victim was an archaeologist. He was coming back from an excavation in Egypt. They wanted to show it off to a museum. Were these guys private capitalists, I wonder? Who would want to kill him over what he found? Interesting. So did he discover something that was too valuable, I wonder?
Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
Is that note important? I guess not. Photo negatives. Well, then we shouldn't open this with the light on.
Glass plate negatives. A remarkable method for recording ancient civilizations.
Let's just expose the negatives. Why not?
A glass plate negative is missing.
Interesting.
It is a glass plate negative of an Egyptian statue.
I guess because it's imprinted on glass, it doesn't matter. And I guess that's all we look at there. Okay. At least the game's nice about saying there's nothing else important to look at. Move along. Wait a minute. Is this bathhouse part of an archaeological dig? What?
My God, are you all right?
It was a cutscene. There's nothing I could do.
Yes, it is somewhat treacherous. Fortunately, I am unscathed. To where does this corridor lead?
To the frigidarium, the coal room.
Barely unscathed and by a very small margin. And treacherous is an understatement. Those stones weigh tons.
I don't know
We
about
won't move
tons.
them.
British tons, maybe.
It does
but
not
about
matter.
Tons.
If our investigation requires it, we shall ask for them to be removed.
Okay. Okay, so clearly we can't progress past there until we literally have hit a wall. So I guess we have to go back to the lab, I guess. Or we can go to the police station. I'm hoping at the police station their stuff was confiscated by the police and we can still investigate those things. Because, damn, that would be... I don't know why the game would trip me up like that by saying, yeah, sure, take all... And I thought they would... I guess it makes sense they would give the suspects their belongings back, but maybe just clothe them. Alright, we're gonna go back to Baker Street. Yeah, I really hope the game didn't hamstring me that way. And if that's the case, this game's lost a point, a solid point in my eyes. That is not cool. Because it's been very cool so far. Very cool. I'm worried. What's up, doggo?
On the sofa for the third time today. Well, don't be surprised if Watson sits on you again. On the sofa for the third time today. Well, don't be surprised if Watson sits on you again.
Oh. Focus up, focus down.
Pyrite, otherwise known as fool's gold.
Sure.
White clay
Okay.
particles. selenite. Interesting. According to the color and its composition, I deduce that this sample is white clay. Now, I need to find which area near London this sample belongs to.
Let's see. White clay is there 6, so there you go. Oh, it's 8.
The sample of dirt belongs to the White London clay region, located near the
Of course,
city
there's
of
only
St.
one
Albans.
spot in the entire all of London that it comes from. How convenient. Clearly, that's how crime scenes work. It's like, oh, there's only one place possible it can happen. What am I looking for with this blood?
Let us analyze this blood sample. This blood has not coagulated well. It seems very liquid. That is strange. Let us see what is inside it. Hydrogen peroxide will bring any foreign matter to the surface.
Oh, really?
I must take a pipette and place several drops of hydrogen peroxide.
Oh, I guess it just does it wherever it wants.
Water. This blood is heavily diluted with water.
The blood is heavily diluted with water? Where did we get that blood sample from? Was that from his eye socket or on the floor? Oh, we got it from the floor. So, but it's a steam room. Would it not naturally be a bunch of water in the air anyway? Is that really so unusual? That blood hit the floor. It's a hot, steamy room. So, why is that strange? See what clues we got. Not a lot. Effective arrival. Save the archaeological research at the baths. I mean, that's what the newspapers are reporting. Champagne that has mysterious presence. Very liquid blood, so highly diluted with water. Hey, you know what? The champagne actually... No, okay, I was gonna say, it's like the champagne had a whole bunch of... It was very low on the water and the ice. But... I don't know what that would have implied, though. Either there's already plenty of water. Oh, you know what? We need to go back to the bath and pull the metal object out with the tongs that we got. We gotta do that. I forgot to do that real fast. Alright. Alright, let's pick up this thing, obviously. Oh. What? Why is it? Okay.
I should analyze this.
I shall
melted
analyze it
metal.
with a S and not a Z because we are British. There was another thing in here though. I could have sworn, right? I guess it didn't want to touch the embers. All right, well back to the lab. Melted metal. Is it the murder weapon? Why would it be a chunk of metal though? Oh, you know what? It might be part of that weird shield that we got. But then why would they destroy it there? Or if we flip our thinking, they had to destroy it there. But then why?
This is a piece of metal taken from a brazier. It appears to be silver, but I need to be sure. If it is silver, it will be possible to melt it, since silver's melting point is at around 900
Sure.
degrees Celsius. Let us compare this sample with a silver penny by testing it with acid. If it changes color to match the result of a reaction with a silver coin, then it is silver.
Cool. Okay. Turns red. Turns red.
The reaction is the same red stain. It is silver. Britannia silver quality.
So, okay, what did we learn from that? Oh, search the archives. 1893 was a remarkable year for my work in Egypt. Okay. $1893. Bancliff's mummies. Here we go. So we found a mummy with an enucleated eye. By the eye, he was punished for what he saw. Was it's like an Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade thing. Let's see. So, whoever killed him deliberately killed him for something related to this mummy. So, very gimmicky, but okay.
Here it is.
By the eye he was punished, for he saw that
So
he
that
was
explains
not
why he was killed
worthy.
through the eye.
Dreadful.
Alright, let's see. What else we got? Dialogue. Somebody's gonna talk to us about the champagne, and somebody's talked to us about the silver. I guess it'll be for interrogating the guys. Which we're gonna do now.
Mr. Holmes? Good day to you, Mr. Holmes.
I don't know if they put some effort into making these guys say anything interesting. Maybe
Mr.
not. He sounds
Holmes?
just like the other guy. Ah, here we go. Okay, phew! Thank God, their belongings are separated here. Alright, thank God. Phew, alright. We're good. The game's good.
An embroidered
Well,
silk
RP, that's
handkerchief.
Mr. What was it, Pitkins? Was it?
An embroidered silk
So this is Pitkins.
handkerchief. A fountain pen with solid gold trim.
Yep, Pitkin.
Sir Gregory Pitkin's visiting card.
You get visiting cards, fancy. Alright, well this is Garrow's belongings. Oh, actually, it just said it.
When Garrow found Sir Rodney dead, he wiped the blood upon
That's a natural
himself.
thing to do. Drug file.
A file with
Herbs.
herbs. Do you know what it is, my dear fellow?
It's the St. John's wort flower, Holmes. It's commonly used as a drug against melancholia. However, an overdosage might lead to a rash or even hallucinations.
Melancholia? What is melancholia? Okay, so the guy said he was a bit loopy. Perhaps it's because he took this and then went into the bath and it did something to thin his blood and maybe he's kind of wonky because of it. He took a little too much. The perforated metal plate. It's gotta be something related to that. The silver. Alright, Blinkhorn. We'll see what you got. Because the heat of the sauna, combined with taking too much of that drug, is probably what caused him to be a bit loopy, but... Like I said, I believe him. He was just there, saw a body, reached out to him because I thought it was weird. It turns out he's dead. He freaks out. Of course, he wipes the blood on his towel. No big deal. I'm pretty sure Garrow, like I said, Garrow is not the culprit. It's never whoever Scotland Yard points their finger to. So Garrow's in the green. But can he provide us a reliable statement is the other thing. Alright, so... Oh, Pitkin to Mr. Blinkhorn. So Pitkin and Blinkhorn know each other directly. Oh, so the whole thing is a recreation of the Roman bath. And they were just trying out the actual bath as an actual bath. Interesting. That seems very cosmopolitan. Let's see. So Pitkin was talking to Blinkhorn, but that he was dissatisfied with the progression of the excavation to find anything that's actually useful. So Pitkin is not happy with Mr. Bentcliffe. But it looks like Mr. Bentcliffe is researching under Mr. Blinkhorn. Am I getting this relationship right? He's supervising the project, I think. I think that's what that implies. I'll have to ask him directly, I hope.
An ordinary pencil.
Well, this is the deceased. And that's the ring we figured.
This ring was most likely the one that Sir Rodney wore. He removed it before entering the steam room.
What's up with that? I guess it broke and had to be reforged.
An Egyptian symbol. It is a very old jewel. I see the join. This ring was repaired, and quite badly too, with silver.
Why on earth would they wear such a ring?
A very pertinent question.
So this ring is important enough to where it was repaired with silver, and it has an ancient Egyptian jewel on it. I mean, it's deliberate that they went with silver instead of gold. But why?
An old and rather dirty coin. Rodney Bentcliffe's notebook. It may contain something of interest.
Torn pages, of course.
The last pages were torn out. We must find a way of retrieving Sir Rodney's last lines. Watson, please prevent anyone from entering the room. But first, fetch me a pencil.
Ah, the old scrubbing trick.
To begin with, a few strokes of the pencil will be
Did they
enough.
just take that pencil from the next one over? I think they did.
And then to gently smudge the leftover pencil marks with a handkerchief. I'm sure that Watson won't mind.
Where
if I
did you
use
get
his.
that, Holmes? Don't worry about it, dear friend. I think it said, "Dear friend, I almost found it. This day will go down in history."
Mr. Holmes, the coroner had... But what are you doing? Tampering with the evidence?
I prefer to make
is,
them
yeah.
talk. Today, I almost found it. This date will go down in history. Sir Rodney was about to make an outstanding discovery.
Wonderful.
I could retrieve only the final words. The rest of it is lost. Perhaps the autopsy will assist us in that matter.
I'm not sure that I can allow you to inspect the body now.
I am sure that you must, Constable.
Well,
Since you make such a convincing argument. Alright, let's see. Right eyeball has been burst. A curved-bladed knife. Cut... Okay. So that has been confirmed that the internal hemorrhaging caused the death. But then why is there still so much blood? Upper lobe of the right lung, there's an old injury filled with an amount of mucus and debris that may correspond to a chronic infection by elements likely inhaled. Alright, so he's got like miner's lung. Okay, that was back during his excavation. That's not really important. I feel too much. I didn't examine that last map.
A hand-drawn map.
Should we compare it to this map? Nope, maybe not. And is that all of it? And that's all of it. So we should examine the body now. Do they really keep the autopsy room in the same place as down here? Yeah, they keep the morgue right there. Wow. They get everything done in this station. Alright, let's crack her open. Whoa. I'm not gonna lie.
According to the coroner, there were no cardiac problems.
Like
nor lung
autopsies and
condition,
examining dead
but there were
bodies kind of
traces
gave me the
fungus,
chills.
possibly
I love
contracted
horror
from the
games, but
Egyptian
yet
tomb.
an actual cadaver just still gives me like ooh in real life. Because you know when you're playing a game, it's just a game. But in real life, very unnerving to me.
The coroner observed no stomach nor liver disease, if we're to accept that Sir Rodney was an occasional drinker and 63 years of age. According to the coroner, there were no an unusual wound, inflicted by a curved knife, which resulted in instant
A
death.
curved
as
knife
the
that was not
coroner's
found at the
report
scene of the
says.
crime. Yet it was a locked room murder. Ugh, it just flops around too. Yeah, what's up with his bruised shoulder?
The bruising is in lines. Some light bruising caused by a rope. They were caused by a rope around the waist.
Okay.
Sir Rodney was descending somewhere.
Probably down in that one area. Okay, that's it. What did we learn? Find the missing weapon that was used to kill Sir Bentley. Sure, the suspects are ready for interrogation. Okay. And clues, what do we got? Very liquid blood. Strange wound. Stolen notes. Silver was in the brazier. Maybe effective arrival? Nope. Strange wound in blood? Yep. Okay. What does that say? Steam moisture caused by the humid atmosphere causing... Oh, that was my first thing. Or something else. So maybe it does have to do with the champagne water. Maybe. So the fact that it's not conclusively the steam and it could be something else means that it's probably something else. It's something to do with the champagne with the water. Nope. I don't think we have anything else that we can connect, can we? Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. What do you think? I think we should just go talk to the suspects right now. Let's take a quick look-see around here. Okay. Let's talk to them. Oh, look at you guys' fancy pants, all of you. Hope I'm not detaining you from anything important. Alright, let's talk to the one person I know isn't going to be super crazy, which is going to be Mr. Garrow. Or he could be crazy, who
escort
knows?
this suspect for interrogation. A good day to you. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
I am Tristram Garrow.
Oops, I forgot to...
What is your occupation?
I am a counsellor at the district chamber.
And what were you doing at the baths?
Well, I follow the researches. I am interested in archaeology.
You follow them?
Yes. So many things happened and we need to know. Or perhaps it's better hidden.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Garrow.
I meant nothing by that. I apologise.
He's acting weird, but we have to remember he's not going to be the final suspect. But he probably knows something else. Sweaty brow there, I notice. Yeah. Eye bags, okay. Not getting a lot of sleep, maybe. I can relate. Badly shaven. I'm not going to fault the guy on that. He's just a little restless. Dirty clothes. He might have been messing around with the archaeology after all. Oh, what is that? Protective amulet? Superstitious, huh? Interesting.
Please try to recall what you saw today.
The room was so hot, I had to remove my glasses. I was not feeling so very well in there.
But you found the body.
I saw the knife, you know, flying through the air. I saw the blood. I tried to escape. I don't remember.
Saw the knife? What did it look like?
Everything was as if in a nightmare. It all happened so fast. The knife was shining like gold.
Got a lot of options here.
What was it like to work with Sir Rodney?
It was like working with a genius. He was a hard man, but then you know this world is hard. There are always people who want to steal from you, and he trusted me. But oh,
are you feeling unwell?
Oh, I'm sorry. It is I. I remember. Oh, I feel so sorry.
Do you need anything?
I feel bad. I hear... No, nothing. I'm better now.
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behaviour?
Well, he had been rather secretive these past few days. Last Thursday, for example, I saw him leave. When he returned, it was very late. He showed me some wet coins, Roman coins, and he started to laugh. His ring! Oh, it should be destroyed.
Why do you say that?
It is a cursed ring, digging dark secrets.
Really?
It is after me now. I know it. I shouldn't have worked on it in the workshop. It's too late now.
So he used silver.
This is the coin that he showed me. It is from the 3rd century.
It must be very rare.
No, I don't know. Thank you. Thank you. This will help me to calm down.
Do be careful with the dosage.
Just chugs it.
I will.
I mean it. We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
It didn't help. The power is too
Oh.
strong.
Oh, so he threw a chunk of silver in there to ward off evil spirits. I think he's just, a little shaken, and he's, like, skittish. But I don't think he's the killer at all. I mean, first of all, I know he's not the killer. But his motivation is, like, he threw silver in there to ward off some evil spirit that he believes in. Some
Did you
ancient
place the
Egyptian
bottle of
curse or whatever.
champagne in the changing room?
What? No.
I believe him.
Garrow appears to be rather mentally disturbed. Either that, or he is a good
Nah,
actor.
he's just disturbed. Alright. Got some clues on that. Who's that other guy back there? Alright, so let's see. What does Garrow's drug have to do with anything? Maybe the brazier because he's the one who did it? Nope. Oh, wait. His broken glasses. Inside the brazier. Possible silver weapon? I don't think so, because Garrow just told us that he put the silver in there. It was probably some sort of, I don't know, good luck charm or whatever. It's not Garrow's drug. Stolen notes, maybe? Oops, that's what I meant to say. No? Okay. Let's talk to Mr. Pitkin.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you, Sir Gregory. My name is Sherlock Holmes.
Smugness that this guy is.
I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the murder that took place this morning. Would you mind answering a few questions?
Tell me, Mr. Holmes, will I need to stay here for very much longer?
Well, so that's a great question. Moving on to more important things, let's take a quick look-see at your face. That is a very relevant question that I will not be answering today. So, on to more interesting things. Yeah, I smell it, disdain. Nice ring. Signet ring, huh? It's got a pocket watch, too. Oh, there's a gold chain. I think if you linger on this, it turns... Yeah, if you linger on it, it rotates between words. I guess we never used that before. I guess it never really mattered. Oh. Yeah, we're getting... Yeah, I'd say so.
You are the manager of the baths, is that correct?
Yes. I'm passionate about archaeology. I wanted to restore the ruins. My ambition is to open the baths to the public. Living archaeology can be a profitable business, although now I'm not so sure.
I see. When do you wish to begin using the baths?
When the archaeological researches are over, I will be free to complete the restoration. It is the usual process.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney Bentcliffe?
We were not particularly close. He had an unpleasant temperament, suspicious, authoritarian, unkind. People possessed by genius may be forgiven for their nature, but not by me.
Was he obstructive?
Not at all. Everything he did led us to greater success. He helped us increase the potential of the building.
So he didn't like the man, but he liked the man's work.
Please tell me what happened this morning.
The test that we performed this morning was a success. The steam was working well. But then, of course, that awful murder.
What did you see?
The steam was too thick to see anything. But ask Garrow. He saw the body first.
That part checks out.
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behavior?
Look, I'm not a suspicious fellow, but I think that he had professional interests elsewhere that he did not wish us to know about.
Why should you think that? Where?
I have no idea. But after all, it was not my business.
How was the work progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather slowly, I would say.
I mean, the only thing that's related is his letter saying, I don't like how slow it is.
Sir Gregory, could you please explain this letter? You expressed the wish to call off the research work at the baths.
It was all about Blinkhorn. He was merrily digging away and taking very little care about it, ruining everything and finding nothing of any value.
But the arrival of Sir Rodney changed your mind?
Sir Rodney's work was extremely promising, and it was good for the bath's publicity. So yes, I changed my mind.
Yeah, I can believe that. But he's still mad.
Are you aware that Mr. Garrow is under a form of medication?
Garrow? No, but I never liked that parasite.
Do you believe him to be capable of murder?
Well, he did have blood on him. Does that make him a murderer?
Some melted silver was found inside the steam room brazier. Do you know where it came from?
Silver? No.
Okay.
Did you bring a bottle of champagne to the baths?
Absolutely not. Sir Rodney did, I think.
Maybe. What do we glean from that? What we mostly talked about was his relationship to... God, there's like 4 people's names, and I'm trying to remember their names. I'll just say Gregory. Alright, so Sir Gregory wanted to fire Blinkhorn to stop the excavation so he might open it to the public. Okay. So Pitkin wanted to shut the whole thing down because it wasn't... The dude he was digging wasn't getting any results, but then the victim came in and was going to reverse all that because he was about to make an amazing discovery. I think it has something to do with effective arrival. Yep, that's what I thought. So was Blinkhorn humiliated by the victim's arrival, or was he thankful for the victim's arrival? Interesting. Let's see. And we still have effective arrival in here, too. It's not stolen notes. Yep. Master, you check out. Honestly, after I interview this last third guy, we'll call it a night. And then we'll pick it up again. Yep, during the Monday March. So I'll see you in a bit. Have a good night. Rest well. Let's see. Let's interview the last guy, get our clues, and then we'll review things tomorrow. So Mr. Blinkhorn.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I am assisting the police with their investigation of the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. My name is Percival Blinkhorn.
Whoa, that was weird. What happened to my icon? Sure, he was doing digging. I get it. calluses. Yeah, because he's doing the digging. That checks out. Oops. Hey, got an achievement.
What is your occupation?
I'm an archaeologist, specializing in the Roman period. I'm working on several excavation sites at present, including the baths at Strand Lane.
Can you tell me more about the baths?
Well, we're hoping to retrieve a great many interesting artifacts from the site, and to list any items of value before their eventual restoration and exhibition.
And has it been successful?
It has, thanks to Sir Rodney.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney?
Well, I couldn't say that he was a kind man, no. But he was talented. I felt a great admiration for him, I must say.
Was it your first collaboration?
I had met Sir Rodney briefly once in Egypt, and I'd shared my researches with him. Surprisingly, my work did convince him to come here. He arrived only a couple of months ago.
Surprisingly?
Well, Sir Rodney was a cold man, and so very secretive too. But I learned so much from him. I can't believe that he's dead.
So he doesn't have a pre-established condition that's also related to Egypt? Something like that.
Can you tell me what you saw today?
Well, we entered the steam room and we all went to sit down. The steam was particularly dense, and I didn't see anything much further after that. I just heard Mr. Garrow shouting, but we all ran for the door and bumped into each other. I was very alarmed by this point.
What did you do?
Well, the door was stuck, and with all the steam, it was quite frightening. I was barely able to see my own feet. Garrow was covered in blood.
Do you believe that Garrow killed Sir Rodney?
Oh, no. Garrow couldn't harm a fly.
Can you recall any recent event that would occur to you now as being a little strange?
Well, yesterday we had a small argument.
Is that all?
No. Sir Rodney informed me that he was to attend the London Archaeological Congress with me. Then he advised me of quite the opposite. And rather aggressively, too.
Do you recognize this ring?
Certainly. It's the famous Aswan ring. Sir Rodney brought it back from his last campaign in Egypt.
And he kept it for himself?
Sir Rodney has had his own particular ideas of archaeology.
What can you tell me about Garrow?
Well, he always looks so sad. And he has been acting strangely lately. He complains about voices and visions. I will keep an eye on him because I'm worried.
How well were your researchers progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather well.
No, because you were lying because of the letter.
This letter reveals that Sir Gregory was prepared to put a stop to your work.
Yes. But since Sir Rodney's arrival, he had calmed down. He allowed us to work. I'm not sure what they agreed on.
What will happen now that Sir Rodney is dead?
Well, I haven't thought about that. But if it's needed, I will fight to defend Sir Rodney's expectations.
We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
No. Silver, you say? No, I don't know how it got there.
Did you place the bottle of champagne in the changing room?
No, I did not.
So Blinkhorn's weird to me because he knew something regarding the mummy. He was there during the mummy part. I know Garrow didn't do it. Blinkhorn might have done it because, and they're just throwing out there, we don't have evidence yet, but Blinkhorn does have the motive of, I think he's resentful that his work was about to be usurped because he wasn't hitting literally any pay dirt. Rodney comes in, Rodney discovers he's about to have a discovery, Blinkhorn offs him and then tries to get credit for it. And Pitkin seems like an asshole, but as an investor, I don't know why he would want to kill somebody that was going to bring him fortune. I just don't see the motivation there. But that doesn't, I don't know. He's also hasn't been telling us everything either. But I don't think so. I mean, so far it's looking like Blinkhorn. It's looking like he killed him, wants to take the research for himself, but why? Sure. I mean, the silver thing, Garrow already told us he put it there to ward off evil spirits or whatever, and it didn't work. So something shiny, potentially golden. Nobody saw anything. And this guy has already tried lying to us about something. So, Blinkhorn has tried lying and covering up about his failure. And I think because he's trying to cover up for his failure, he might... Whoa, we got a lot of things here. Yeah, Rodney's lie. What's up? Wait, hold on. Sir Rodney was lying. Really? About his work? I don't know about that. So an expedition, we have to uncover that area. Let's see. Champagne. Okay. Strange wound. Alright. Maybe the discover... No? Okay. Effective arrival? Nope. Okay. I can't think of anything else that's related to this. Alright. So we need to check out the last expedition, apparently. Alright, so we gotta go back to Baker Street, figure out the location of the map, and there is also an area to check out. So we'll go back to Baker Street, find the map.
Now we have two maps. We must combine them properly.
See, not there. Not there. Not there. Is that this over here? There it is, yep.
Watson, pack your bag. We are visiting a location in St. Albans marked on Sir Rodney's map.
Okay, so St. Albans. Okay, so we'll stop here. Good place to stop. And we'll pick this up tomorrow during the Monday March. So report in next time to help solve this mystery. Figure out who did this closed room murder. And we will see you next time on the next battlefield. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Oni Black Mage. We're solving crimes. And I'll see you tomorrow.